Let's bring in cybersecurity and privacy attorney Lisa Garber. So April 5th is the deadline, Lisa. What do you think happens that day?
TikTok will find out if it's still in purgatory, and most likely Trump will issue another executive order extending the time and circumstances for other interested buyers in the U.S. to pursue purchasing TikTok.
Well, why hasn't somebody stepped forward already to make that happen?
This is not an easy negotiation or sale. If you think about it, the context is the U.S. intelligence agency just released a report less than a week ago saying China is the U.S.'s top military and cyber adversary. Then you have the tariffs. You have Trump also limiting how much tech companies can sell to China. So with all that taken into consideration, you also have to look at whether TikTok is going to actually give up the secret sauce, the algorithm, which has continually said it will not. So we have billionaires and large multi-corporation entities trying to come forward and pursue it. The public has not been privy to those negotiations yet.
And the conclusion from the CIA and other national security agencies is that TikTok, because it's a Chinese company, is vacuuming up all kinds of information about American users of the app, and that could be dangerous down the road, right?
It is certainly dangerous, and it will be dangerous down the road as well. It's not just threats of misinformation, but what information it's gathering about us as its cyber and military opponent.
But you see the commercials on TV from supporters of TikTok who say, hey, I use it for my business every day and I make all kinds of money thanks to TikTok. How do you, I mean, first of all, how do you persuade those people that it's in the national interest to give up the app? And are they really that dependent on TikTok to make their earnings?
There's no question that it is vital to so many people in the United States. Millions and millions of people are using it. And then you have the question of if they'll be able to even access it or update it to steer clear of any bugs or viruses. And that brings up the issue of how Apple and Google are allowing it into their app store. And on April 5th, we will see if it goes dark or not. It probably won't, because these tech giants have said they are relying on Trump's word that he won't fine them or pursue any charges. Remember, they're up for liability of $5,000 per download or update. So they stand against a big legal liability issue. But for users, it's certainly important. And hopefully we will see negotiations come through. I know J.D. Vance has said he's expressed confidence in a couple of talks that have been had. But right now, we'll just have to wait and see. We're still in purgatory for TikTok.
Well, so for those of us who are technologically challenged, why is it so difficult to just sort of unplug it? You know, get an American buyer, unplug it from its Chinese roots, and run a TikTok that is entirely American?
I think there is a way to run a successful TikTok that is entirely American. And if you hear Kevin O'Leary and other tech entrepreneurs are ready for that challenge, part of it is how much data it's already vacuumed up and what it's learned about its users. That's the trick of the algorithm, from Google search to Facebook to Instagram. All of these apps are basing what we see on our preferences and what it learns from us. So that's the challenge that lies ahead for any buyer in this circumstance.
And that kind of information would be valuable to the Chinese how? I mean, you know, if I like frying pans, what does that matter?
Well, it's not just about your frying pan preferences. It's also going to be what causes you support, potentially where you go to school, what people you address, what people you're friends with, who is in your social circle. All of these data points are very valuable when you take them together. And it's not just for scammers, but it's also in how you're targeted with misinformation and disinformation campaigns. So really, we become targets the more we give up our data to any online platform. But when you're doing it for a platform that's based in China, other concerns arise.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to elections, we know that our enemies out there like to keep us divided in this country, and they use social media to do that. Lisa Garber, interesting discussion.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.